So yesterday we had finished Chrysophyta, and now we're going to start with dinoflagellates. Okay, please keep your NCERT textbooks open. Now, the first understanding that I draw, okay, from dinoflagellates is di, which will mean two, and flagella. Okay, that is they're going to possess flagella. Okay, and how many flagella? Two flagella. Okay, so this is one understanding that I've drawn. I'm going to draw my understandings from here also. Okay, first I'll take it up. Okay, that these are mostly photosynthetic. Okay, these are mostly photosynthetic. Okay, and most of them are marine forms. हमने क्राइजोफाइट में देखा था that they could be freshwater forms, they could be marine forms. Okay, but these are mostly photosynthetic. And I told you yesterday that some of them could be predatory also, some of them could be parasitic also. Just give me a minute. Amaki, please take care of her. Okay, so these are mostly photosynthetic and they are mostly marine forms. That is, most of them, okay, are going to be present in salty water. Okay, this is one. Second important thing, okay, photosynthetic hai, okay, that means they are going to possess different pigments. And dinoflagellates come in a lot of varied colors. बहुत सारे अलग अलग colors में आते हैं. Okay, now which are those different colors that they possess? Okay, the colors are red, yellow, blue. These are your primary colors. Besides these three primary colors, you have green and you have brown. Okay, depending on the pigments that they possess. But the ones that are photosynthetic in nature, okay, they will have chlorophyll A. Okay, that's because photosynthesis can never occur without chlorophyll A. Okay, they will have chlorophyll A. Next, they will have stiff. This is important for you to remember. Okay, कि ऐसी ही cellulosic plates नहीं है, cellulosic cell wall plates नहीं है. Okay, they have stiff cellulosic cell wall plates. Okay, that is very, very strong. And if you look at the diagram, they are somewhat like this. Okay, I'm just drawing a small diagram out over here. Okay, just to show you. Now, there is a transverse groove like this, and there is a longitudinal groove like this. Okay, ये जो outer, okay, this is outer side. Okay, the outer stiff cellulosic cell wall plates that is present, okay, they will contain two grooves like this. And the longitudinal groove, okay, this is the longitudinal groove. I hope you all can see. Okay, the longitudinal groove that is present is called sulcus. Okay, it's called sulcus. And the transverse groove is called as cingulum, or sometimes it is also called as girdle. Okay, if you don't remember this, it's absolutely fine. But what I want you all to remember is, okay, ये normal cell wall plate नहीं है. Okay, the cell wall plate which is present is going to conceive, उसके अंदर एक dent होने वाला है. So that dent is nothing but that's the groove. Okay, and why this is important? That's because इस groove के अंदर, okay, there is going to be this flagella. Okay, so now I'm coming on to the flagella. So in the grooves के अंदर is going to be the flagella. Okay, so one flagella will be, okay, एक flagella जो होता है is going to be longitudinal, okay, in the sulcus, and one flagella is going to be in the singular, or it's going to be transverse. Okay, so now there are these two flagella. Okay, the two flagella जो है, one is longitudinal and one is transverse. Okay, so just for us to have a differentiation between flagella, if you remember Chlamydomonas, okay, Chlamydomonas also has two flagella. This is how we would differentiate few organisms, okay, who have two flagella. Okay, if we remember Chlamydomonas, Chlamydomonas has two flagella and both are going to rise from the apex, matlab at the top of the cell. Okay, from the apex the two flagella are going to come up, but यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है. Okay, most of you have textbook. Okay, textbooks है आपके पास, उसमें diagram दिया हुआ है. Okay, one is going to be transverse like this and one is going to be longitudinal. Okay, so this is the two flagella. Okay, so we understood about its mode of nutrition, the pigments. Okay, since it is photosynthetic, okay, plant like hai, they will have cellulosic cell wall plates which are stiff. Okay, but the cell wall plates have, again, they are special. They are going to have grooves, dent, okay, yeah, depression. So the longitudinal groove is called sulcus. The transverse groove is called girdle or cingulum. Okay, and it is in these grooves that the flagellum is present. Okay, ये याद रखना. जैसे क्लामाइडोमोनस होता है, क्लामाइडोमोनस के ऐसे फ्लैजेला होते हैं, वैसे नहीं है. Okay, the flagella, one of the flagella is transverse, one of the flagella is longitudinal. Okay, so please copy this fast. Okay, these are very, very important characters. Please keep them in mind.
Ma'am,
Yes, beta.
please repeat once.
From where should I repeat, beta?
A full point.
Full points. Okay. So dinoflagellates. Okay. Di means two. Flagella. Okay. So most of them are photosynthetic in nature. Okay. Please remember, you can write it in bracket. Some of them are predatory. Some of them are parasitic. Okay. This is just for you people. And they are marine forms. Okay. Most of them are marine forms. Now, because they are photosynthetic, they will have a lot of pigments. Okay. The pigment color could be red, yellow, blue, green, brown. Okay. So there are many colored dinoflagellates. The most important pigment that is required for photosynthesis is going to be chlorophyll A. Okay. Next, photosynthetic है, plant like है, तो cell wall होगा. So कैसा cell wall है इनके पास? Stiff cellulosic cell wall plates है. Okay, on the outer surface. और उस cell wall plates के अंदर ऐसे grooves है, खड्डे हैं, depressions है. Okay, एक longitudinal groove है और एक transverse groove है. longitudinal मतलब longitudinal मतलब vertical and transverse मतलब horizontal. Okay, so दो grooves है और इन दो grooves के अंदर, okay, इन दो grooves के अंदर is the flagella. One flagella is transverse, one flagella is longitudinal. Okay, तो नॉर्मल जैसे क्लामाइडोमोनस में से यहाँ पे से दो फ्लैजेला आते हैं, वैसे नहीं है. ओके, नेक्स्ट. डन टिल हियर? श्रद्धा समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, कैन आई मूव अहेड? कॉपी कर लिया?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, थैंक यू। सो अभी यहाँ पे ओके, इम्पोर्टेंटली हमको यहाँ पे क्या याद करना था? ओके, उनका सेल वॉल कैसा है, फ्लैजेला कैसा है। ओके, ये दो इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट्स थे। नाउ देयर इज वन मोर वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट, दैट इज द रेड टाइड्स। ओके, बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स यू गेट अ क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस। ओके, रेड tides. Okay, now what is this red tides? There is a dinoflagellate. Its name is Goniolox. Okay, the name is Goniolox. Okay, now please try and understand. Your textbook will say, okay, that the dinoflagellates undergo rapid multiplication. Okay, now see, definitely rapid multiplication will be seen. Why? That's because Protista is unicellular. Okay, and we know that all the unicellular forms undergo reproduction. Okay, very fast. उनका reproduction बहुत ही simple होता है. Okay, it is simply either binary fission, okay, या spore formation. बहुत simple तरह का reproduction होता है. Okay, unicellular है. So please understand, वो that is not a big thing. मतलब इतना याद करने की गरज नहीं. That is, it goes with the understanding. So the dinoflagellates undergo rapid multiplication. Now, because of that rapid multiplication, what happens is this Goniolox is red in color. Okay, इतनी जल्दी वो rapid हो जाता है कि पूरा का पूरा sea वो cover कर देता है, and it all appears red in color. और जब उसके tides आते हैं, तो it looks like red tides. Okay, so that is the meaning of red tides. So you will remember red tides. Okay, for Goniolox. And what is the reason for this red tides? It is the rapid multiplication of this unicellular organism. Okay, this is one. Second understanding is that most of the dinoflagellates also produce a lot of toxins. Okay, most of the dinoflagellates produce a lot of toxins, and these toxins could be okay dangerous to the marine animals. Okay, who are going to consume them. Okay, all the jitne bhi animals hai, small size animals, fishes. Okay, marine forms जो है, they are all going to consume chrysophytes, dinoflagellates. इनको consume करने वाले. So when you have a lot of toxin producing dinoflagellates, they are dangerous to the marine animals and fishes. Okay, next, this is one more point, okay, which is not mentioned in your textbook, that is bioluminescence. Okay, bioluminescence. Next, so you have this 2-3 forms. Okay, you can remember Goniolox, because sometimes you have this question, Goniolox, okay, shows red tides, shows bioluminescence, neither of this, none of this. ऐसे होता है. Most of us think that it is only red tides, so we mark only red tides. Okay, but Goniolox is also going to show bioluminescence. Okay, then you also have Noctiluca. Okay, at least there's 2 you can remember. Okay, at least ये दो बस अब याद कर लेना इस examples का. Okay, then you also have few other examples like pyrodinium है, उसके बाद pyrocystis है, but that is all fine. At least ये दो examples आप याद कर लेना. Okay. Okay, so this is all that is there in your NCERT textbooks. Okay, and this all lines, जितने भी lines लिखे हुए, all of them you have to by heart thoroughly. Okay, so ये please copy कर लेना. Please move to your tuition textbooks, and I just help you to mark a few things from your tuition textbooks. Okay, please always keep a pen. मैं जितना बोलती हूँ tuition textbook से mark करने के लिए, उतना please importantly mark कर लेना. Okay, if you are on page number 40, please move on page number 40. Okay, The cell wall has stiff cellulosic plates, okay, on the outer side, and it is called as theca. This is easy to remember because remember theca का जो मतलब होता है वो है outer covering, okay. ओवरी में भी पढ़ा होगा theca interna, theca externa, okay. So theca is covering. उसके बाद, okay, if you just go on the last paragraph, you will find that they have two unequal flagella. Okay, now see, this is not mentioned in your NCERT, but this is just for you to remember. Okay, NCERT में it is mentioned for euglena. Okay, euglena has two unequal flagella. यहाँ पे भी आप याद कर सकते हो, but अगर कोई question ऐसा आता है who has two unequal flagella, अगर option में euglena है तो you are going to mark euglena first. Okay, next. So the vertical flagella, okay, जो vertical होता है, okay, longitudinal जो होता है, that is going to be long, और जो transverse वाला होता है, that is short. Okay, ये दो कर लेना. उसके बाद, okay, yes, here some marine dinoflagellates also show bioluminescence, that is goniologs, noctiluca, okay, pyrodinium and pyrocystis. Reproduction, okay, अगर asexual reproduction है, then it is in the form of cell divisions, simple cell divisions, spores and cyst. And sexual reproduction hai, then it is going to be by formation of isogametes, that is similar type of gametes, or even anisogametes hote hain. Now, the life cycle involves zygotic meiosis. So let us just try and understand what is this zygotic meiosis. Okay, when two gametes come, they unite, form a zygote. Okay, this is a gamete, this is a gamete. Okay, N, it's going to form the zygote, which is going to be 2N. Now, what is the meaning of the word zygotic meiosis? It means that the zygote undergoes meiosis. So you will say, ma'am, ऐसा तो कभी नहीं होता, है ना? Because in animals, does the zygote anytime undergo meiosis? No. Okay, who undergoes meiosis in animals? Normally, which cell undergoes meiosis? Please answer.
Germ cell.
Very good. The germ cells. Okay. So the germ cells will undergo meiosis. Okay. Even if in the plant you consider it is the megaspore mother cell, microspore mother cell that will undergo meiosis. Okay. But over here, and this is also very, very important for us to remember when we will study haplontic life cycle. So over here, the zygote undergoes meiosis. Okay. The zygote undergoes meiosis, and you're going to get 4 haploid cells. Okay, 4 haploid cells, and this is indicative of haplontic life cycle. Okay, this is indicative of haplontic life cycle. Okay, so please try and understand Monera. Okay, Monera के अंदर sexual reproduction नहीं होता है, zygote formation नहीं होता है वहां पे. Okay, so बहुत primitive form है. उसके immediately बाद you have Protista. So that primitive form थोड़ा थोड़ा retained है. But as we go higher and higher, we will see that in protist, okay, some of them are haplontic, some of them are haplodiplontic, and very high forms could also be diplontic. Okay, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि सारे के सारे protist haplontic है, ऐसा नहीं है. Okay, 12th standard में we are going to study plasmodium life cycle. Okay, in malaria. So there we will study that plasmodium, okay, shows a haplodiplontic life cycle, and plasmodium, okay, is a protist. Okay, so there is a variation, but you know we have to just try and understand how evolution must have taken place. Okay, ऐसा नहीं कि suddenly ये आ गया, suddenly ये आ गया, नहीं. Okay, slowly जब changes हो रहे थे, so haplontic के बाद, okay, you know there was a better variation required, so haplodiplontic forms आ गए. उसके बाद ऐसा लगा nature को, अरे और variations चाहिए, so then the diplontic forms aroused. Okay, so please copy this fast, and we'll move on to the next, that is euglenoids. Once you're done, please tell me. Just a minute, I'll just make the brightness more. Okay. Next, somebody just messaged that we are done. Okay, next we'll move on to euglenoids. एक second. Yes. ओके, बायोलुमिनेंस मीन्स ओके, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने यहाँ पे लाइट लगाया हुआ है घर में, तो वो लाइट इज नथिंग बट लुमिनेंस. ओके, लाइट है वो. ओके, सो मैंने जो बल्ब लगाया उसके अंदर लाइट है. ओके, दैट इज लुमिनेंस. बायोलुमिनेंस इज ओके, हैव यू नोन ऑफ दैट टर्म ग्लोवर्म? ग्लोवर्म पता है आप लोगों को? हिंदी में इट्स कॉल्ड जुगनू, जो रात को चमकता है ना? सो ओके, लाइक दैट ओनली. हाँ, यस, लाइक दैट ओनली. ओके, दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द वर्ड बायोलुमिनेंस. ओके, कि वो एक बायोलॉजिकल ऑर्गेनिज्म के पास लाइट है. Okay, now that is going to be because of the pigments that they possess. Okay, that is one. And why are they toxic? That's because they release few chemicals. Okay, reason is not really clear. Okay, but they release chemicals. Okay, one reason could be defensive. Okay, so that other predators don't come and consume them. Okay, they release toxins. Okay, so that they can protect themselves. Okay, next, euglenoids. Okay, अब यहाँ पे they are present in fresh water and stagnant water. ओके, सो यहाँ पे अगर हम देखेंगे, अभी तक हमने जो 2 पढ़े हुए हैं. ओके, फर्स्ट वन वाज फ्रेश वाटर, मरीन वाटर. सेकेंड वन वाज मोस्टली मरीन, एंड नाउ वी आर मूविंग ऑन to fresh water and stagnant water. Okay, so this is how, okay, you are going to make your table. मैं यहाँ पे बस points jot down कर रही हूँ. Okay, how you are going to make your table for protista. Okay, so the first point that you can write is location. उनका location क्या है? Next, okay, whenever I think of euglena, or whenever now you think of euglena, you will always think one word first. Okay, euglena, mixotropic nutrition. Euglena, mixotropic nutrition. Okay, so they have mixotropic nutrition. Now, what is this mixotropic nutrition? That is, when sunlight is available, they are photosynthetic in nature. And when there is no sunlight, they are heterotropic in nature. Okay, they are heterotropic in nature. Yes, the mode of nutrition is mixotropic. Okay, so ऑलवेज मैं जब भी यूक्लिना सोचती हूँ, इसके बाद से आप लोग भी जब भी यूक्लिना सोचोगे, सबसे पहले आप याद करोगे उसका मिक्सोट्रोपिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. ओके, दैट इज व्हेन सनलाइट इज प्रेजेंट, photosynthetic. When sunlight is not present, they are going to be heterotropic in nature. Okay, this is first. Now, because they are photosynthetic in nature, I am expecting a cell wall. है ना, क्योंकि जितने भी फोटोसिंथेसिस कर रहे होते हैं, हमको लगता है कि उनके पास सेल वॉल होना चाहिए. But this is again an important point. You will remember that there is no cell wall. Okay, there is no cell wall. Okay, but instead of cell wall, there is a pellicle. Okay, there is a pellicle, and this pellicle is a proteinaceous covering. Okay, this is a proteinaceous, or this is a protein covering. Okay, this is a protein covering. Okay, so this is one very, very important point you have to remember, that there is no cell wall and there is a pellicle. Okay, next, I always remember euglena, okay, for its two flagella. Okay, इससे पहले हमने जो किया था वो है dinoflagellates. One more thing, please always study in the order of NCERT. Okay, all the chapters, थोड़ी जगह पे order मत पढ़ना, but almost all the chapters you will study how it is given in NCERT. You know why? So that you can remember and recollect faster. Okay, so जैसे प्लीज जस्ट इमेजिन करो, मैंने अभी भी डाइनोफ्लैजेलेट्स पढ़ा है, मुझे पता है डाइनोफ्लैजेलेट्स टू फ्लैजेला है, उसके इमीडिएट ही नीचे हमारे पास है यूग्लिनॉइड्स, उसके पास भी टू फ्लैजेला है. ओके, एंड दिस टू फ्लैजेला आर अनइक्वल. ओके, दिस टू फ्लैजेला आर अनइक्वल. और ये ओके, फॉर एग्जांपल if this is the euglena, okay, so यहाँ पे ना एक anterior groove है. Okay, there's a anterior groove, और उस anterior groove में से एक flagella जाएगा ऐसे, और दूसरा flagella छोटा सा होगा. Okay, okay, छोटा सा flagella होगा और एक बड़ा flagella होगा. Okay, so that is how you say they are two flagella but which are unequal. Okay, this is important. Next, now because they are photosynthetic in nature, okay, I also have to know what kind of pigment they possess. Okay, the pigment is very similar to that present in higher plants, that is chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Okay, normal beta carotenes भी present हो सकते हैं, but please I want you to remember that chlorophyll A is present. Okay, next, something very importantly I want you to always remember is, okay, that euglena. Okay, हम जब binary fission पढ़ेंगे sexual reproduction में, there will come across. Okay, but यहाँ पे मैं आपको बता दूं that they will show binary fission. Okay, they show binary fission. But what kind of binary fission? The binary fission is going to be longitudinal. मतलब जब दो सेल्स में जब वो ब्रेक होते हैं, डजंट मीन कि कहीं से भी ब्रेक होंगे. ओके, दे आर गोइंग टू ब्रेक longitudinal. Okay, that is the meaning of the word longitudinal binary fission. Okay, and the most common example is euglena. Okay, the most common example is euglena. Okay, next, so this is all about your euglenoids. Okay, if you want me to repeat something again, please let me know if you have not understood something. Okay, there are some messages. Let me see. Yes, Shweta, I would be giving points. Okay, but slowly we will understand what points we have to take. Okay, so मैं वो points यहाँ पे jot down करूँगी. At the end, हमारा जब हो जाएगा, हम पूरे सारे points ले लेंगे. Okay, so you can take a second point over here. Okay, that is mode of nutrition. Okay, because mode of nutrition tells us a lot of things. Third point could be cell wall presence. Okay, if cell wall is present, what it is made up of. Okay, let's say for example, if you remember chrysophytes, okay, the cell wall is embedded with silica particles. Dinoflagellates, cell wall is stiff, cellulosic, okay, with grooves. Next, fourth point you can take is presence of flagella. अगर flagella है तो किस तरह का flagella है. Okay, Fifth point could be अगर flash, okay, that is one thing. If they are non-motile तो आप simply लिखोगे non-motile forms, okay. उसके बाद अगर mode of reproduction mentioned है, okay, if it is mentioned, then you take it up from your NCERT only, okay, अगर mentioned है तो. Next you can take up examples, okay, if any subdivisions are mentioned. If it is mentioned, अगर if it is not mentioned, it's okay. जैसे for example, only in protozoa subdivisions are mentioned. Okay. We will see slowly. I will gather all the points for you. Don't worry. Okay. Have you all finished copying this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So please open your tuition textbooks. I just wanted to mark 2-3 important lines there. Okay. One more thing, please always जब भी क्लास शुरू हो उससे पहले बायो की एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक हैंडी रखना और ट्यूशन टेक्स्ट बुक हैंडी रखना. ओके. So when you move on to euglenoids, okay, almost all the points we've covered. Yes, यहाँ पे ना एक और एक point है, that is red spot. Okay, so just mark that red spot stigma. Okay, red spot or stigma which contains the red pigment. Next pigments मैंने बोल दिया था. Okay, yes. This second last point, that is an important point, that there is a asexual stage. Please mark that. Under unfavorable conditions, they reproduce through asexual way. Okay, and it is called as the Palmella stage. Okay, it is called as the Palmella stage. Okay, बस इतना ही याद रखना. Okay, next. Next, we will move on to the next one, that is slime molds. The word molds, okay, reminds me of fungi. Okay, so these are fungi like organisms. Okay, so fungi like है इसलिए their mode of nutrition is going to be saprotrophic. Okay, the mode of nutrition is going to be saprotrophic. So where are they present? Okay, their body, you know, like will be present or they will move along decaying twigs. Why decaying twigs? Because वहाँ पे उनको decaying matter, decomposed matter उनको मिलेगा, because their mode of nutrition is saprotrophism. Okay, this is one. Now, because they are fungi like, okay, and I know by now कि fungi has a cell wall. Okay, fungi has a cell wall. So I'm expecting a cell wall here also. Okay, हम expect कर रहे हैं ना cell wall made up of something. Okay, let's say chitin का नहीं है, but कुछ किसी से तो बना होगा cell wall. Okay, so यहाँ पे this is a very important point for you to remember, that cell wall is absent in vegetative forms. Okay, and cell wall made up of cellulose, okay, made up of cellulose is present in the spores. And we know that spore formation is a reproduction, or it's a stage. Okay, spores are only formed during the reproductive stage. Okay, so cell wall is absent in the vegetative forms. Now what do you mean by vegetative forms? Vegetative form का मतलब होता है juvenile form. Okay, कोई भी एनिमल ले लो, कोई भी प्लांट ले लो, या कोई भी ऑर्गेनिज्म ले लो, उसके लाइफ के 3 phases होते हैं. Okay, which are the 3 phases of any organism's life? The first phase is the vegetative phase, or it is also called the juvenile phase. Okay, that is from when the organism is born, okay, till it becomes reproductive. That entire phase, okay, that entire time period is called as juvenile or vegetative. Vegetative you will use in terms of plants and fungi, and juvenile you will use in terms of animals. Okay, you can use juvenile for plants also, but you cannot use vegetative for animals. Okay, next is reproductive phase. That is, whether it is asexually or sexually, they are going to reproduce, okay, and bear offsprings. And the third phase is the senescence. That is old age. Okay, senescence is old age. Okay, so these are the three phases, and some books will always talk about these two phases only. Okay, that's because हम हमेशा इन दो phases पे ही focus करते हैं. Okay, but senescence भी एक phase है. Okay, so the two phases are, okay, juvenile phase and reproductive phase importantly. ठीक है, so अगर हम इनका vegetative phase देखेंगे, okay, the cell wall is going to be absent, and in the sporic phase the cell wall is made up of cellulose. Okay, I'm just erasing this part. Okay, okay, this is, please copy this down on the top of the page. Okay, next is under favorable conditions. मतलब सब कुछ सही है, ओके, टेम्परेचर सही है, ह्यूमिडिटी सही है, सब कुछ सही है, under favorable conditions. Okay, please try and understand that in their vegetative forms cell wall नहीं है, सिर्फ cell membrane है. Okay, so what they do is they divide and they just form aggregates. Okay, एक aggregation जैसा बनाते हैं, and that aggregation is called as plasmodium. अब यहाँ पे ये याद करना बहुत important होता है, यहाँ पे that in slime mold that form is called as plasmodium. But जबकि हम प्रोटोजोआ में जाएंगे, there is a species of protozoa, okay, that is sporozoites, okay, which is called as plasmodium. तो ये बस differentiation याद कर लेना. Okay, so that during favorable condition, okay, the cells keep dividing, okay, the cells keep dividing to form an aggregate, okay, and that aggregate is called as plasmodium. ठीक है, next, whenever there is an unfavorable condition, okay, whenever there is an unfavorable condition, that aggregate जो होता है, the plasmodium, okay, the plasmodium is going to bear a fruiting body, okay, a fruiting body, and that fruiting body at the tip will bear the spores. Okay, the fruiting body, जैसे mushrooms पता है ना, mushroom is the fruit. Okay, तो वो जो fruiting body है उसके tips पे we're going to have spores. Okay, and the spores are highly resistant. Okay, they can survive for longer period of time, for years they can survive. Okay, and the dispersal is through air current. Okay, dispersal of the spores is through air current. Okay, so how do I remember my flow of thoughts? Slime mold, mold मतलब fungi, fungi like है, unicellular है, eukaryotic है. What is blood? एक second, हाँ. How is it now? Anjali, can you see the board clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Prachi, can you see it clearly now? Okay. Okay. So I'm just going with my flow of thoughts, huh? That is slime molds. Mold मतलब fungi. Okay, fungi like है. Okay, saprotrophic in nature है. तो please understand, saprotrophic है. Dead decaying organisms पे available होंगे. That is decaying twigs पे available होंगे. Okay. Because they are fungi like, मैं expect कर रही हूँ कि cell wall होगा. Okay. But cell wall vegetative forms में available नहीं है. Okay. तो because cell wall नहीं है, they are aggregates of cell. Okay, under favorable conditions सिर्फ aggregates रहेंगे. Okay, those aggregate forms are called as plasmodium. Next, cell wall is present. Okay, if present, it is cellulose and it is only present in the sporic phase. That is in during unfavorable conditions, the plasmodium जो aggregates of cell है, वो slowly एक fruiting body बनाएंगे. उस fruiting body के tips पे होंगे spores. Okay, next, and the dispersal of the spores will occur by air currents, and the spores are highly resistant. Okay, they are highly resistant and they can survive okay, for years, even under adverse conditions. ठीक है? Though they have not given any example, okay, for slime modes, one of the examples that I have seen in some of the textbooks, okay, asking question is Physarum. So if you want to, you can remember Physarum. Otherwise, NCERT does not give any example. Okay, please copy it fast. Just a minute, somebody has messaged. Okay, done, ma'am. Okay, okay. Neha, done?
Yes, ma'am.
Manoj, done? Mosam, done? Okay. Okay. Yes. Daniel also says done. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we have finished with fungi life. Now we will move on to animal life. Okay, that is protozoa. If you all want, you can start copying these points also. Okay, so that becomes easy for you later on. So the word protozoa. Okay, I remember telling you that this whenever I find the word zoa, it would mean zoo means animal like, and proto means the most primitive forms. Yes, animal like and the most primitive form. Okay, this is one. If you read some other books, okay, कोई और अगर books ले लोगे, so when they start with kingdom Animalia, okay, तो सबसे पहले kingdom Animalia में वो protozoa पढ़ाएंगे. Okay, that's because they are animal like. मतलब they are just trying to tell us जो kingdom Animalia है, it has originated, okay, from protozoa. So हमारे जो actual ancestors है, okay, animal like जो ancestors है वो है protozoa. Okay, so क्या कौन है वो, paramecium, amoeba, ये सब हमारे ancestors है. Okay, I'm just joking. Huh? Next. Now, because they are animal-like, mode of nutrition is going to be heterotrophic. Now, in heterotropism, some of them, okay, most of them are holozoic. वो पूरा का पूरा खाना खा लेंगे. पूरा का पूरा खाना खा लेने का मतलब क्या है? Okay, जैसे अमीबा है. Okay, अमीबा is a protozoa. Okay, अमीबा जो है, okay, ये अमीबा है. अमीबा क्या करता है? स्यूडोपोडिया बनाता है ना? और वो स्यूडोपोडिया बना के बैक्टीरिया को पूरा का पूरा खा लेगा. ओके, और उस बैक्टीरिया को अपने अंदर डाइजेस्ट कर लेगा. यू विल से मैम अमीबा बैक्टीरिया खाता है. यस, वो बैक्टीरिया खाता है. पैरामेशियम बैक्टीरिया खाता है. ओके, सो अमीबा पैरामेशियम उस बैक्टीरिया को खा लेंगे और खाने के बाद उसको अपने अंदर, अपने बॉडी के अंदर, ओके, उसको डाइजेस्ट करने वाले हैं. यू विल से मैम बैक्टीरिया इज आल्सो यूनिसेल्युलर, पैरामेशियम इज आल्सो यूनिसेल्युलर. यस, बट साइजेस में डिफरेंस है. ओके, बैक्टीरिया स्मॉल, पैरामेशियम थोड़ा बड़ा है. ओके, सो उसको एनगल्फ कर लेगा. ओके, एनगल्फ फैगोसाइटोसिस कर लेगा. ओके, और उसको वो अपने अंदर डाइजेस्ट करेगा. एंड दिस मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन wherein you engulf the entire thing, digest it inside your body by secreting enzymes, okay, and throw up, and whatever is useful you take it, okay, whatever is waste you throw it away. This is called as holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay, next. And then some forms are parasitic in nature. So can you give me examples of at least two organisms which are parasitic in nature? Yes,
Leech.
leech is annelida beta. Here, यहाँ पे
Ascaris.
Ascaris is a round worm, my dear.
एंटामीबा.
Yes, एंटामीबा पैरासिटिक है. वो हमारे अंदर आके हमसे सब कुछ लेता है और हमको सिक कर देता है ना. सो इट इज अ
Mosquito.
पैरासिटिक फॉर्म। और एक जो सिलेबस में पढ़ा हुआ है बस,
Mosquito.
मस्किटो इज एन आर्थ्रोपोडा बेटा। मेरे यहाँ पे अब एक मस्किटो शायद घूम रहा था। ओके, मस्किटो इज एन आर्थ्रोपोडा।
Tapeworms.
Tapeworm is a platyhelminth. Yes, tell me one more protista that is parasitic जो हमारे सिलेबस में है।
प्लाज्मोडियम।
प्लाज्मोडियम। ओके, कौन सा प्लाज्मोडियम? प्लाज्मोडियम वाइवैक्स, प्लाज्मोडियम फाल्सिपेरम, प्लाज्मोडियम ओवेल, प्लाज्मोडियम मलेरिया। The causative agent for मलेरिया। ओके, प्लीज रिमेम्बर, मस्किटो काटने से हमेशा मलेरिया नहीं होता है। हमको अभी बचपन से कितनी बार मस्किटो काटा होगा, है ना, कितनी बार काटा होगा, बट हमको मलेरिया हर बार नहीं हुआ है। दैट्स बिकॉज हर बार उस मस्किटो के अंदर वो प्लाज्मोडियम नहीं था। ओके, सो द causative agent for malaria is actually the sporozoan, that is plasmodium. Okay, and the vector is the mosquito. So we have holozoic forms and parasitic forms. Just now you told me that the two parasitic forms that you know is entamoeba. Okay, that is entamoeba histolytica, okay, which is going to cause amoebiasis, and the second one is plasmodium, which is the causative agent for malaria. Okay, next, because they are animal-like, we need not expect the cell wall. किसी भी form में cell wall नहीं होगा यहाँ पे. Okay, and there are 4 classifications. 4 classes. Okay, the classes are amoeboid, flagellated forms or flagellated protozoa, ciliated protozoa, and sporozoans. Okay, please जल्दी से कॉपी कर लो. Done, kids?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll first start with amoeboid types. Yeah, thank you, Prachi. That is so sweet of Prachi that she keeps messaging me once she is done. Okay, so I really request you all, अगर आपका हो गया at least एक thumbs up दिखा दो तो मुझे पता चले कि हो गया है, please. हाँ, thank you. Let's first start with amoeboid types. Okay. Now, यहाँ पे they could be fresh water. Okay, the location is fresh water, marine water. Okay, या फिर they could be fresh water. Okay, marine water forms है यहाँ पे. Okay, and sometimes they could also be present in the moist soil. Okay, यहीं से मैं marine forms को उठाती हूँ. Okay, if they are marine forms, okay, if they are marine forms, मतलब sea water में होंगे, then those forms will have silica shells. Okay, to protect them, to protect their bodies. Okay, this is one. Second, जैसे ही मुझे amoeboid समझ में आता है, I remember amoeba और बचपन से मैं पढ़ रही हूँ ओके, अमीबा इज स्यूडोपोडिया। अमीबा के साथ हमेशा मेरा एक कांस्टेंट वर्ड attached है, that is pseudopodia. Okay, so they are going to produce pseudopodia. Okay, they are going to produce pseudopodia, okay, which is nothing but false feet. ये कोई feet है नहीं, okay, feet नहीं है, उनके पास हाथ पैर नहीं है, but they उनके जो अंदर का साइटोप्लाज्म होता है, प्लीज रिमेम्बर साइटोप्लाज्म इन एनी गिवन सेल, ओके, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे अपने WBCs के अंदर भी दिस pseudopodia is being formed. Okay, so the cytoplasm, okay, is always divided into outer cytoplasm and inner cytoplasm. Okay, outer cytoplasm and inner cytoplasm. Amoeba is motile, definitely it's motile. Pseudopodia है ना बेटा मोटाइल, मोटिलिटी के लिए. सी उसके पास फ्लैजेला नहीं है मूव करने के लिए, ओके, बट वो कैसे मूव करने वाला है. सो प्लीज लुक एट माय हैंड्स. जो बाहर का साइटोप्लाज्म है वो अंदर चला जाता है और
मैम
अंदर का
आपकी
जो
आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
अंजलि मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
मैम अभी आ रही है, आ रही है.
ओके ओके ओके. सो बाहर का जो साइटोप्लाज्म है, दैट इज एक्टोप्लाज्म जो है, वो अंदर चला जाता है, ओके, और अंदर का जो साइटोप्लाज्म है वो बाहर चला आता है, ओके. So this is the kind of movement that is occurring, okay, and because of this movement, एक तो सेल वॉल भी नहीं है तो रिजिडिटी नहीं है, सेल मेम्ब्रेन है, and they will make, okay, अभी फॉर एग्जांपल समझो अमीबा ऐसा है अभी, ओके, अमीबा को दिखता है कि यहाँ पे कोई खाना है, okay, there is some food over here. So what will amoeba do? It will start moving, okay, it will start moving and make pseudopodia ऐसे, और उस खाने को, ये एक मूवमेंट है, उसके बाद उस खाने को वापस changes will occur here also, okay, ऐसे ऐसे, okay, and then, okay, this food material goes inside, okay, this food material goes inside, and then again you have the amoeba, okay. Amoeba का एक important thing है that it does not have a definite structure. Whenever you say look at the, the structure is amoeboid, which means it does not have a definite structure. Okay, so and this is how with the help of pseudopodia it's going to engulf the particles. Okay, next. Okay, so that is pseudopodia. It's going to capture its prey with the help of it's going to capture its prey, okay, with the help of pseudopodia. Here I want you to understand one more thing, okay, that we'll be studying in living world, that though these are unicellular forms, okay, we call them as living. That's because they are reacting to the environment, they are responding to the environment. Now what is that response to the environment? They realized that there's some kind of food material available, it made changes in itself and tried to accumulate that food, okay. So whenever we react to our environment, we respond to our environment, okay, that is living. यहाँ पे कोई nervous system है नहीं, but still it is reacting to its environment. बहुत simple reaction है, okay, making pseudopodia and engulfing it. Okay, next. Okay, so this is okay, freshwater forms है, marine forms, okay, will have silica shells. Moist soil में भी available होता है. Whenever I think of amoeba, okay, amoeboid, that is amoeba, and with amoeba my first word is pseudopodia, okay, that is false. An example is Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica, and you simply also have amoeba, okay. So there are many forms of amoeba available, huh? This Entamoeba is the amoeba that is present in your intestines, Ent, okay. Please copy this fast. Once you're done, please tell me. Okay, done. Thank you. We are moving on to the next, that is flagellated protist. Okay, so the name flagellated protist tells me that they are going to bear flagella. Okay. Flagellated protozoa. Okay. They are going to bear flagella. This is my first point. Okay. Now, how many flagella? That is another thing. It is not mentioned in our textbooks, but there are different forms, different examples of flagellated protists. Okay, flagellated protozoa. Okay, and some of them can have one flagella, some of them can have, tufts of flagella at one place. Some of them can have flagella all over their body surfaces. Okay, so बहुत different forms है. That is why it is not mentioned how many flagella. Okay, that is one thing. So they bear flagella, and most of their forms could be free living. Okay, free living मतलब वो अपने आप से रह लेते हैं. Okay, holozoic forms होंगे, and important for us the parasitic. Okay, and one such parasitic form is trypanosoma. Okay, one such parasitic form is trypanosoma, which causes the disease sleeping sickness. Okay, now what is the sleeping sickness? Not that normally you have during exam times. एग्जाम टाइम्स की पर हमको बहुत ज्यादा स्लीपी फील होता है, वो नहीं है वो. Sleeping sickness में these people will sleep always. That's because their brain is affected and they are always going to sleep. Okay, so trypanosoma is the causative agent for sleeping sickness, and there is a vector involved over here. The vector is, please remember this, ये आता है कभी कभी इसलिए मैं बोल रही हूँ. Okay, the vector involved is the CC fly. Okay, the vector involved is the CC fly. Okay, और एक दो एग्जांपल्स में जब आपको बताना चाहती हूँ, दैट इज ये आपके एनसीईआरटी का है. ओके, और एक एग्जांपल है दैट इज लीशमेनिया. ओके, व्हिच कॉजेस द डिजीज काला आजार. ओके, और है आपका ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस. ओके, ये वाला जो है, ओके, ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस, ये हम रिप्रोडक्टिव हेल्थ में पढ़ेंगे जब हम लोग रिप्रोडक्टिव डिजीजेस डिजीजेस रिलेटेड टू रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम पढ़ेंगे. इट इज ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस. ओके ओके, तो सिर्फ ये आपकी ट्यूशन, ये आपका एनसीईआरटी का, ये दो बस आप याद कर लेना. ओके, दैट इज लीशमेनिया व्हिच कॉजेस काला आजार. ओके, और लीशमेनियासिस भी बोलते हैं उसको. एंड ट्राइकोमोनास वजाइनालिस, ओके, व्हिच कॉजेस डिजीज ऑफ द रिप्रोडक्टिव. ओके, अगर हो जाएगा तो प्लीज बता देना. ओनली 2 आर लेफ्ट. जस्ट फिनिश इट ओनली. Done, kids? Okay, done. Thank you. The next is ciliated protozoa. Okay, before I just move now, I just want to ask this one question. Okay, we just read about flagella. Okay, dinoflagellates have flagella. Euglena has flagella. Okay, then ciliated protozoa. Okay, then there is this organism which has cilia. So can anybody tell me what is the organization of microtubules in this cilia and flagella? 9 plus 2, 9 plus 0, 9 plus 1, or simple? जल्दी बोलो बेटा.
Simple.
Simple. Okay, और कोई? नेहा, okay, Manoj says 9 plus 0, okay, or anybody else? 9 plus 0 is the organization for centrioles. Okay, please याद रख लीजिए, 9 plus 0 is for centrioles. इस सीलिया, ये जो प्रोटिस्टा का जो फ्लैजेला और सीलिया है, उसका अरेंजमेंट क्या होने वाला है?
9 plus 1.
9 plus 1. 9 plus 1 किसी का नहीं होता है. ओके, 9 plus 1 किसी का भी नहीं होता है. यस, गायत्री, आप आंसर करना चाहोगे बेटा?
No, ma'am.
Somebody answered 9 plus 2. Kumodini has answered 9 plus 2. Very correct. Okay, 9 plus 2 is correct. That's because it is a eukaryotic flagella and eukaryotic cell. Okay, ऐसे छोटी छोटी चीजें आपको एप्लीकेशन करके करना है. Okay, so ciliated protozoa, as the name itself says, it's going to bear many cilia, thousands of cilia. Okay, and those thousands of cilia, okay, जैसे आपने वो केरला बोट रेस देखा होगा, है ना? So सारे लोग एक ही डायरेक्शन में और को मूव कराएंगे. Okay, so the cilia also going to bear, they're going to move or beat in the same direction, all of them. Okay, एक ही डायरेक्शन में मूव करेंगे और उनके सराउंडिंग का जो फ्लूइड है उसको मूव करवाएंगे. Okay, so why to move that surrounding fluid? They can propel themselves also forward and they can also move the surrounding fluid. Okay, that's because surrounding fluid में होता है food. Okay, surrounding fluid will have food. Okay, and these organisms have something very important which is called a gullet. Okay, what is the gullet? Gullet is a opening inside. Okay, एक अंदर cavity है and this cavity opens to the outer side. So when the cilia are beating and the surrounding fluid is moving, okay, water from the outside which contains food particles is going to enter inside the gullet. Okay, तो इनको जाके कुछ खाने की गरज नहीं है, कुछ ऐसे खाने की गरज नहीं, वो वाटर जो उनके बॉडी के अंदर आ रहा है वही खाना लेके आ रहा है, दैट इज बैक्टीरिया सब लेके आ रहा है. सो वो उसी में उसको खा लेंगे. ओके, what is important to remember is that the cilia are going to beat. Just a minute. If I don't attend the call ना, फिर अब मेरी आवाज आप लोगों को नहीं जाती है. Okay, so this oars, okay, the cilia is going to beat like the oars in a coordinated fashion. Okay, this is very very important. कोई भी कैसे भी beat नहीं करेगा. Okay, it is important. An example, okay, बहुत ही famous example है ये, that is paramecium. Okay, paramecium. Now, one more thing I just want to tell you about paramecium is, if you please move on to your diagram in your tuition textbook, okay, that's more clearer. That is on page number 43. Okay, you can see so many flagella surrounding everywhere. Okay, but most important is for you to remember. Okay, एक तो है food vacuole है, contractile vacuole है, that we will be doing in vacuole. Okay, जब हम cell करने वाले हैं, यहाँ पे ये दो देख लेना. There is a micronucleus and there is a macronucleus. Okay, yes, they have two nucleus. So the two nucleuses is, one is macronucleus, okay, which contains the genetic information for metabolic activities. मतलब क्या है, जितने भी genes चाहिए, okay, to make the different enzymes, different products, okay, for metabolism, that is going to be present in the macronucleus. And micronucleus contains the genetic information, okay, for reproduction, okay, or which is going to be passed on to the offsprings, okay, which is going to be passed on to the offsprings. Okay, so that is how they have two nucleuses. Okay, this is again an important thing. Normally a cell will have one nucleus, but this is an example of a cell which has two nucleuses. Okay, jaldi se copy kar lo, and then okay, we're actually timed out, but I think I'll just take more 2 minutes. Okay, yes. Please copy. Or do you want me to close? Or shall I continue? Okay. Rashi बोल रहे done मैम, हो गया उनका. Okay, continue मैम. Okay, चलो, thank you. And the last one that we remain is sporozoans. Okay, the word sporo, okay, tells us about an infective stage, that is sporozoites. Okay, and the sporozoites, okay, they will have this kind of a spindle shape. यही पे याद रख लेना, okay? They will have a spindle shape, okay? It is haploid in nature, but वो नहीं याद रखोगे तो भी चलेगा. But remember, it is spindle shaped, okay? And it is haploid in nature, okay? And the most commonest example is your plasmodium. So some of the plasmodiums, okay, you can remember as Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium malariae, okay, and these are the causative agents for malaria, okay, and the vector, okay, please remember the vector is female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, female Anopheles mosquito. I just remember there was this one ad, you know, of the mosquito thing, the mosquito repellent, and you know that one mosquito is calling out to another mosquito, and that mosquito is a male mosquito. Okay, so one male mosquito is calling out to the another male mosquito, chalo, let's go and have you know, blood. There is nothing, and then when they go inside, the mosquito repellent is there, and then both are killed. Okay, but that's such a wrong ad. That's because the male mosquito never, you know, drinks or never sucks on blood. It sucks on nectar. और हमें जो हमेशा काटती है, you know, whenever mosquito bites, okay, whenever you kill it, जैसे, you know, like वो मर गई, वो कभी भी मर गया नहीं होता है. Okay, male mosquitoes are not sanguivorous. Okay, female mosquitoes are sanguivorous. Yes, yes. Okay, sanguivorous मतलब feeding on blood. Next, so please copy this, and we have finished Protista. So 2 kingdoms are over. Please, okay, since you have 5 days holiday, please try to read, okay, इतना जितना हमने पढ़ा हुआ है, at least 10 times in the holidays. 10 times पढ़ लीजिए. Okay, 15 times होता है तो 15 times पढ़ लीजिए. Solve Pearson, okay, अगर है MTG, Cengage या जो भी बुक्स आपके पास है वो सॉल्व कर लीजिए, और हमारे ट्यूशन टेक्स्ट बुक में से टेस्ट और IQ 3 सॉल्व कर लेना. Okay, so you would reach to question number 111. Okay, that is 111. Okay, if you're finished copying, okay, we can end the session. You can start leaving if you're finished with the finished copying. Ma'am, should we also refer to 32 years? Not required as of now. Okay, when you are, see when you're moving on to you know, objective books, move in an appropriate manner. Okay, I would never say that आप पहले ही Cengage से शुरू करो. Okay, that is not the first book. You will always start with the first book. That's going to be easy. That's going to make your NCERT concrete. Okay, concrete होने के बाद ही आप एक अगले level पे जा सकते हो जहाँ पे आप application करो. Okay, this is one. There is this one more book, okay, by Disha. Yeah, thank you. Can leave. Once you are done, you can leave. There is this one more book by Disha, okay. Disha also you will have many levels, okay. So जो सबसे high level का होता है, you can never start with it first because बहुत ज़्यादा application level पे है. Okay, so we will go step by step. Okay, but please solve till Protesta from all the possible books that you have after reading it at least for 10 times. Okay, if you are done, you can start leaving the session. If anybody wants to ask me anything, you can ask. Okay. Shall I end the session? Shall I end the session?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, chalo. Bye bye. Yes. Have a great day.